rolling. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Washington Commanders. Just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather, and we are underway from FedEx Field. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in Week 2. And it was Washington winning on the road, so they're looking to finish off the sweep here at FedEx Field. On second down, Tua. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with him. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Of course, he's coming off that NFC Offensive Player of the Week performance. 2 scores in that game a week ago.
And how did he get them? Speed is one thing, but how about the niftiness in his route running, able to cross people up in the secondary and make sure that they can't quite get to him before the ball arrives. He's something after the catch as well.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. DeMarvion Overshown, the one to bring him down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Second down at 6 now from the 42. Gibson again. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
3rd and 4. Looking to pass. Tua. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. We're only in the 1st quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press it so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
On 1st down, right back to Gibson. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Cavante Turpin now from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And his throw is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him. Here's Brian Anger now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. A give to Gibson running right. 20. Down to the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. On the counter, Gibson. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12. You look at this Cowboy defense. Right now they're ranked number 29 in the NFL against the pass, so 4th from the bottom, Charles.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 56 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
They'll run with Gibson. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a 1st down.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a 1st down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll go again with Gibson. Oh, good move. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. They're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Tua wants to throw it on 2nd down. That's complete to Turner. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense found their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. A give running right, Gibson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Commanders are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. 2nd and 10. Prescott. Buying time to his left. Oh, Prescott stripped. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 44-yard line. Prescott to throw it. Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert. Down inside the 10. Touchdown, Cowboys! Jalen Tolbert, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys have cut it back within a score. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. This time he uses quickness to make a play.
79 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Third down and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play.
Third and long always tilts to the defense. And I just remember as a player how many times it was hammered into my head. Know where the sticks are and get him down in front of it. But sometimes what happens is you worry about where that is much more than the person who has the ball. And on that play, they didn't have enough focus on him. And somehow he turned a short pass into a first down.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On second down, here's Gibson again. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. And now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. This offense so far on third down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shot the D and rip off a pretty big play. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Gibson here running out of the gun. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Donovan Wilson that time there on the tackle. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Antonio Gibson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Commanders go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. They'll come up now 3rd and 9. Here's Prescott. He's got his target. That's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one good for 24 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
That's to Schoonmaker, the tight end. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll bring up fourth down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Pulled in at the 24. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now a 3rd and 6. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 113 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Once more, Gibson. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And he is caught. He's going to have the first down and more than that. And he'll be taken down at the 26. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to the ground with Gibson. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now 2nd and 5. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Getting this into the hands of Turner. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Straight ahead, Gibson.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down the 8-yard line.
Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
2nd and 5 from the 8. Now Tua. We'll find Gibson here complete. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the line.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Gibson will take this one in. Touchdown, Washington. So the toss play effective even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon. And this time, he had the speed to win that race.
Extra point forthcoming. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And no run back here as the 3rd quarter will commence with a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any one of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes. But it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. The Cowboys will go. Prescott. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
And here's a give to Gibson. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. A handoff for Gibson. Shoves him aside, and he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 139 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They'll run with Gibson.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. Robinson will score. Touchdown, Commanders.
Now the try here for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout.
And that's caught inside the 30. A big play here for Dallas. And even 50 yards.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit, and that might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. They toss it down to Pollard.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
They're losing here in the third quarter, maybe trying to get the ball outside, bust a big play. Obviously didn't work there.
Yeah, and while it didn't work, I really can't fault them for trying it. You and I have talked to the offensive coordinator, and we knew that was the place they wanted to try and go.
Touchdown! Brandon Cooks, 26 yards. And the Cowboys get a bit closer.
Trying to make a comeback often appears daunting, but the only way to get there, start small, score, and worry about getting the next one after that.
Aubrey now for the PAT. It's good, and it's now 35-14.
Next the score, Commanders 35, Cowboys 14.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
They're on 17-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Brings it up just shy of the 25. Showing some of that quickness there on the move. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Tua. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Being chased out left. And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now fourth down. Here's Tressway now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. That's pulled in at the 32. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
At their own 39-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
At the 37-yard line.
Gonna run again here with Pollard. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy 1st down.
How many times do we say in this game is speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
Prescott on 1st down. Boy, a dangerous throw there. Fortunate for him, it'll wind up incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Prescott now. Flush to his right. Oh, poor decision there, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Well, he went on the move there and started rolling out. I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain, or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And down he'll go at the 25. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Gibson again. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On second down, a run with Gibson.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Here's Tua.
That pass caught by McLaurin.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
Pitching it out to Gibson.
And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
Gibson again. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson.
A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Commanders look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Cowboys 14.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Prescott.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Prescott.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott.
That's into the hands of Tolbert. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 41-yard line.
A good pickup there of 20 yards.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10
at the 41. Prescott yet again.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
On the draw, it's Pollard. And they'll get him down here at about the 42.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The throw over the middle, taken in, busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Throwing, Prescott. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Prescott on 3rd and 2. Touchdown, Cowboys! Tony Pollard. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
Cowboys 21.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll go again with Gibson. And he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well, because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in the offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can roam through the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is Mike."
On 3rd down, here's Gibson. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with...
And it's intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to have it here just past the 25.
Prescott's pass intercepted. The Commanders take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
And Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the